This week on Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes, we're going to discuss some shakeups and changes at Warner Brothers concerning the DCEU. We'll talk about the director of Gambit leaving the project, and are we getting a Kitty Pryde movie from the director of Deadpool? We're also going to discuss our experiences at SwampCon this weekend, and this week's Nerdons. All this and much, much more on this episode of Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes.
Nerds Who Get Laid.
Hey, thank you for listening to Nerds Who Get Laid.
Sometimes.
Real quick, guys. Merlin, Dumbledore, and Gandalf duke it out. Who wins and why?
Merlin takes the biggest duke. He's the oldest.
You think all that, like, Knights at the Round Table fiber just, like, gets to the bigger duke? Because, I mean, Gandalf, I guess, was hanging out with a bunch of hobbits, so I'm sure he didn't eat very big meals.
Well, he died and came back, so.
Who would win in a fight?
I don't know if the Ishtar ate.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point you bring
Because
up.
Gandalf's not human.
He did consume tobacco, though. He was a pipe smoker.
He was a pipe. He was a pipe.
So, I mean,
All right.
maybe he just...
Let loose the ring. I shall pierce it with my wand.
Wow.
Your supple ring.
You hobbits are so useful in so many ways. All right, it's Nerds Who Get Laid.
Come on,
I thought it was a pretty good question someone posted. I saw on my Facebook feed, and I was like, interesting enough, I don't know enough about wizards to really throw my hat in there. I know Dumbledore had the Elder Wand. Everyone kept saying that over and over again, and I was like, okay.
Well, it depends on which iteration of Merlin. In the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, Merlin's a complete fraud. So at one point he's like, "Yo, Merlin, I'm a way more powerful magician than you. So I'm gonna blow up your tower, and you can try to stop me with your spells." And he did this by creating a bunch of gunpowder and putting a lightning rod in the middle of it, and they were just waiting for a storm. So they said Merlin was there, like, doing a bunch of incantations and shit and, like, throwing out, like, bones. And it was just, I don't know. It just reminds me of him trying so hard to make up this bullshit.
Anyway, so everybody's week going on pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Real relaxing this week.
Very chill. Yeah, about the same. Myself, relaxing today. Had my day off, so I did a lot of cleaning. Actually, very nerd related cleaning. Cleaned my son's room, and he has so much fucking shit. It's ridiculous. I'm very proud of his Lego collection. I didn't realize how many pieces of Legos he had till I found them everywhere. Yeah. Hidden behind so many, but I was like, he already has a giant box, and now we found enough for another giant box. So it is what it is. We had a pretty good game night last night. Got to try out Dinosaur Island.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah. A lot of moving parts. It was very scary at first.
Ruining my nerd on, but
yeah, well, if that's your nerd on, you're losing, because it's all our nerd on. We're all there. It doesn't count. But speaking of nerd ons, let's just go ahead and jump right to it. Move on. Boom, 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 boom.
Get your nerd on. 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 Get your nerd on.
I really do expect like Ray to drink eggnog every Christmas, and he never does. This is Nerd On, where we go over what we've done the past week.
You know, they sell eggnog year round. So imagine if that's just somebody's drink of choice. They just always drink eggnog.
Hey, I'm going to the store. Can you get me some? Yeah, man. Can you get me a thing of eggnog?
Well, yeah, one of those plastic handles.
I can't remember the last time I had that shit.
I actually don't think I've ever had any eggnog, like real eggnog.
Everyone has had eggnog once in their life, but it was so bad you automatically erase it from your memory.
Eggnog isn't bad. It's just I've never had homemade eggnog. I've only ever had
That's
it
what
out
I mean.
of yeah, I know. I know exactly what you meant. But I haven't either. I'm sure it would be good. I mean, it's a staple of 40 years of Christmas movies.
It's like
Eggs and
eggnog
nogs,
and what is it? The other thing, fruitcakes, like just the two.
Oh,
I enjoy
fruitcakes.
good
I hate
fruitcake.
fruitcake.
I hate fruitcake.
I like fruitcake for the first 5 bites. It has
Could eat
it
that
has
cake.
It has
Many.
it is like reverse Fig Newtons for me. The
I
first Fig
love
Newton
Fig
is
Newtons.
the first Fig Newton for me is gross. The second one's not bad. After that, it's amazing. Fruitcake for me is like first slice not too bad.
First slice, not too
I
bad.
get-
It's like,
get
oh,
where
it's
you're
not bad,
coming
and
from
then you're
with that,
like,
Mike.
Five
this
slices.
is
I thought you said bites. 5 slices.
Yeah,
Like,
5 slices in.
that first slice was pretty good.
Well,
Let me get
if y'all
about 4 more.
Get any fruitcake, and
well,
then
no,
next
because
Christmas order,
you
just
you
send
do
it
like
this way.
the thin slices. It's not like a fucking pie or anything. It's like you're taking a one of those cheese shavers, like it's a truffle with a fruitcake.
Yeah, no, Fig Newtons. I actually, when we went to Savannah, that's what I snacked on the whole way up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my wife the whole time was just like, "You're such an old fucking man."
I've never
No,
even
Fig Newtons are
seen
delicious.
a date. Love Fig Newtons.
I know, yeah. Like if someone handed me like a fig, I'd be like, "What? No, go make that into a Newton."
Where's the Newton part?
What the fig is wrong with you?
All right, Ray, kick us off with all the amazing nerd things you've done this
All
week.
the amazing nerd things. Yeah, like Nathan said, we all got together and played Dinosaur Island this weekend at his house. I liked it. I thought it was pretty fun. I like the aesthetic
I
of
didn't
it.
love it.
Didn't love it.
But at the same time, it was the first play.
Yeah.
It was. I think I had a good understanding of it, but I don't know.
I think playing a full game would have, to kind of see the fruition of it.
Yeah.
To kind of figure out like what's important and what's not. Because if I remember the first time playing Scythe, I thought, doing this one specific thing was a good strategy, but then, I ended up overlooking like my money, and that was one of the main things on why you went. That's exactly why you won is money.
Oh yeah, no, and that's why I'm saying I didn't hate it by any stretch of the imagination.
I like it better than Marvel Legendary.
Legendary.
My favorite game that we I guess we'll never
Because
play
Nathan
again.
always
Yeah,
wins. that one.
Dinosaur Island would have been better if some jackass didn't spill his beer all over it.
Yeah, we did have a party foul at the very end.
First one we've ever had, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? As much as we drink around those tables, it's surprising that was the first time we ever
Yeah.
had
Get
a
on
party
every
foul.
piece of wood I can find.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Ray
We're
about
gonna
it
play
today.
Candyland or
God.
something afterward, just so we can get a jinx out of the way and just ruin that shit.
Just pour all our drinks on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause we're-
that would be a good tradition. Once we're done playing a board game, we just douse beer on it.
This game will never be played again properly.
But me and Ray were talking about it earlier today. It's like amazing how I had 2 beers sitting in front of me the whole time, and I was able to go around them the entire night until Ray questioned me on a card,
Yeah, until I was arguing with him.
and then I go
Yeah.
like, no.
Chuck raged
Everywhere.
raged through his hand to point.
Yeah.
There's no control in your hands
No.
when you're arguing
It
nerd.
probably
Yeah.
what we probably didn't see was it wasn't his hand that actually knocked it over. It was how fast he was shaking his head.
It's just the wind
he was
from
disagreeing and
bring it
shaking his
back.
head no. And I
It
did
was a
feel a
disagreement.
giant gust of wind,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I have to say though, next game we play, if you guys are down, I want to play some D&D.
Do you
I would
have it?
maybe do that. Who's going to be the DM?
TJ,
Oh, come on.
No, come on. I
No.
don't know
you,
about that.
Okay.
you enter a cave
No, that's
and there's
and you
a
have to pay taxes.
I
It
would rather
sucks.
Marshall be the DM.
I hate.
sorry, that's the way it is. And you meet a troll. All right, hold on. I'm a troll.
What's your name, troll?
Yeah.
TJ.
All right, well, TJ, I want to interact with the troll. I mean, you can if you want. I don't know why, because it's not going to end well. But no, someone posted their D&D sheet, and it took me back to when me and Mike played it a handful of times, and those are some pretty fun nights.
Let's go find Jack in the woods. Play it with him.
I mean, in all honesty, we could.
I like Jack as a dungeon master. He's not the best. but
Our
it's
friend
fun.
Jack loves D&D, and he loves being the dungeon master. He's not the best at it, but he researches and he puts a lot of time into it, and then gets really mad when you start fucking off and wanting to do stuff that doesn't.
I didn't really write that, so you can't go there.
Yeah,
I got into the idea of getting into D&D for a little bit because I bought that little starter set. And then I started looking into stuff, and I'm like, fuck. Out of our group, who's going to be the DM? I'm probably going to end up being the DM. And then I started thinking how much y'all were going to fuck around and piss me off. I'm like, nope, not getting into this.
We have to do a revolving DM just because of just because of how big of assholes we are.
That's true.
And one of two things would happen. Either we would all be very nice to the DM, or it'd be a tradition to treat the DM as worse as possible.
It would like try and fuck up their plan.
I don't know which one would happen. Because we're all terrible people.
And we don't have to, but
I'm kind of down for that.
I think it'd be a fun evening of debauchery.
Yeah. You know what else would be fun, Nathan?
Kingdom Death.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Kingdom Death would be. I mean, that's my ideal one.
Yeah.
A gentleman. We won't name any names. We'll just call him R. Hancock.
Yeah.
No, that's too obvious.
Hey,
Let's call him
Rancock.
Ray H.
I think it's Hey Rancock.
But this gentleman purchased this. Very excited. Had a whole year of excitement.
And he was building it up with everybody, telling us about how awesome
this game's going to be.
Sending us pictures of the statues.
Took a 20-day vacation and didn't touch the game. I think the game is now collecting dust. So Ray,
it's a Kingdom Dust monster.
Yeah, I hope the next thing you're going to tell us on your Nerd On is how you were putting together figurines all week.
So, funny enough, Kingdom Death's actually been put together for about a month, guys. Just kidding. No, it hasn't.
Son of a bitch.
I know that was a lot.
Yeah, I knew you did.
That's a lie. Yeah, I was like, you're not even good at lying.
Chuck almost took it. Chuck almost got it.
Chuck almost got everything.
Yeah.
So we also me and Mike and TJ, Nathan and Chuck did not come with us yesterday to SwampCon in Gainesville.
We only knew for a fact that only one person wasn't going to be there.
Yeah,
the other person let us down.
Led us to believe that we were going on a date.
Yeah, no, I made it very apparent I wasn't going to be there.
But yeah, we went to Gainesville SwampCon. This is their 7th year. I did another Podcasting 101 panel with Mike and TJ, and that went really well. I wasn't sure what to expect because I've only been to SwampCon, just kind of showed up and meandered around last year. So I didn't know exactly what would come of this. And we didn't have a table, so we couldn't like hype people up and be like, "Hey, come to our panel."
Yeah.
We got there almost late. The panel started at 3, and we got there at 3 because that place is like a maze, and we couldn't find anyone to really tell us where we were supposed to go anyway. But when we got there were all these people outside in the hallway and everything, and
nice.
We walked in, turned the lights on, and all of these people started following us in, and I was like, Are y'all here for the podcasting panel? And they're like, oh, yeah. So we had like 35, 40 people in there for the podcasting panel, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to ask questions and talk to us about it, about how to get one started, about things to do to improve theirs and all. They were real impressed that we'd done podcasting since 2013 because we're old fucks. And then after that, around 5 o'clock, from 5 to 6, we did Nerds Who Get Laid panel. And it was standing room only. The whole entire place was packed, and everyone was asking questions and just having a good time. We had an hour. We ended up going over at least an hour 10, after hour 20, answering the questions. And then afterwards, people wanted to come up to us and talk to us more, ask us, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? All kinds of stuff. So it was really cool. We got to go eat some good barbecue beforehand, and we ran by Second and Charles afterwards to look around. So it was a pretty good day. Then after that, we did some Dinosaur Island, so that was cool. The rest of the week, I finished out Runnaways, the Hulu series. I really enjoyed it. It's a teen drama. So like if you go into it knowing that, sort of what to expect. It was a lot of fun though. Allison really, really dug it. So
it must be terrible.
Yeah. It's not the challenge, but I mean it's Runaways. And then we started the new season. It's been on Netflix for several months now of Turn Washington Spies. We really enjoy that because it's a period piece during the Revolutionary War.
Women do love period pieces.
Where they're just spies for Washington. So it's pretty cool. Other than that, It's been cold again in Florida. It got warmed up again, and now it's cold again.
Your nerd on cannot be the weather.
It didn't get warm.
I know how old you are that you just want to talk about it.
It got stagnant and humid and
Yeah.
like 68, so it was just foggy and shitty
Well,
all
if
day.
you want to hear more about the weather, you can listen to my other podcast,
That's
Nerds Who
right.
Talk About the Weather sometimes.
There's a lot of those. Weather nerds.
Weather nerds.
All right, Mike, what about yourself?
Well,
Besides becoming Cyclops.
I'm actually blocking the horrendous spotlights aimed directly at my
fuck, because
face.
TJ's not here to turn our lights off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TJ insists that we play in the dark, and then you feel rubbed on the entire time.
Yeah, he likes to play night crawlers. Well, I also went to SwampCon. SwampCon was pretty cool. There were a lot of cool people there. Very nice people. Like they said, they were kind of using us as like a generational stopgap. They were like, "So, what do you think about your generation?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about, kid?" You know,
Kid.
yeah, fuck you. And it was just crazy because it was in the Rights Union, and I used to eat lunch there every day when I was in college. And they just done a lot of remodeling, so I was having like
It was
a little
back in the 80s.
yeah. So I was having a kind of like a "don't you forget" like moment, you know.
Did you walk out holding your fist up in the air?
No, because it's fucking cold. I had it in my pockets. But I had a lot of fun, mainly because of the people that were there. They were very engaging, very polite. They like my dick jokes, so that's good.
Yeah, well, normally we'll be pretty PG-13 during the panels, but they seemed okay with
They
us
like
going
the
a little
raunchy.
over. Yeah, they were being raunchy before we even started, so
Yeah, they were raunchy first.
it was funny because I went outside because there were a ton of people outside before we started that, and I asked them if they were, or I started handing out our little flyers, and I was like, they're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Well, we give sex advice to nerds." And so they actually thought that's what we were going to do. So
I
it was
still
pretty
like
funny.
the
Nice.
guy that thought it was a dating.
Yeah, speed dating.
Was that you or
'Cause
TJ that met him?
That was TJ.
Man, that was a
because
good story.
It makes our name so much better. Nerds
Yeah.
to get laid.
So apparently there was a
Sometimes.
gentleman that
Why would we sell ourselves short if that was our business model? It would be nerds who get laid fucking constantly. Nerds who can't beat them off with a stick. That's what our name would be.
We don't want to oversell. We realize that it's only sometimes.
Yeah. So it's like that Mad TV
Under promise, over deliver.
bit they had, lowered expectations.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like the super shitty
Jesus,
dating
yeah,
app.
the old
The
video.
VHS, they'd mail you in VHS. Oh, God. Okay. I'm still my nerd on. Sorry, I got fucking sidetracked by VHS tapes.
It's all right, man.
I just finished up. Well, I didn't finish up. I finished the available audiobooks of the Tim Taylor Human Legion
Tool Man?
series. I think about that every time I see his name.
Is he always like?
But it's a pretty cool series. It's one I talked about last week about humans being enslaved. Sci-fi, fighting them, all that good shit, aliens. The big thing, though, is that's really weird is that only half the series has been on audiobook. And the series has been out since, there have been entries in the book series since 2015, which is when the last recordings were made. So I'm like, that's a huge gap of time. Especially with, I was reading a blog saying that the majority of sci-fi novels have come out post 2011, as a whole, the production just gone way up.
Huh.
So I actually went to this dude's blog, the author,
Go yell at him.
and I said, "Hey, bro, what's up with these other books on audio? When are we gonna get that shit? Because I don't want to read them.
Yeah.
I might read them. I enjoy them that much to actually read them, but I just don't have.
Did he reply?
Not yet.
You need to tweet him.
I might tweet him yet, yo, dog, what's up with this?
Yeah. Yo,
Tim
dog.
Taylor, if you listen to Nerds Who Get Laid, stop building your man cave and your speeding vehicle to beat Bob Vila. Because you need to fucking transcribe. If you have to, Stephen King has read his own books. You can do it too, Tim. So Zad, I just was able to pick up Assassin's Creed Origins today. I did actually play that a little bit today. It's been just a hectic week.
Oh, I thought that's what you've been playing all week.
No, I've been really busy all week.
Or the Assassin's Creed. What's the one you've been playing?
Well, Origins. I have.
Oh, you picked it. Like I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, you fucking went and bought it. Like
No,
you've
no,
been lying to us.
No, he's had it. He says he had a
Why'd you
chance to
like
play
me?
it this week.
Yeah.
I just haven't had a chance to play it. I don't even remember being that busy. Well, that's about the time I got home because I worked late. It's not really that. I didn't have a lot of time to play. And then I started today on the way over here, Ready Player One by Ernest Cline.
Yes.
It's really cool. It's almost as cool as Ray watching a video whilst I am doing my nerd on. It's very
It
nice
wasn't
of him.
supposed to be a video, but a video came up, and I was intrigued by it.
Well, I'm glad you were
Just
only
focusing on.
yeah
the
you're
cat.
only
Yeah.
distracted by
accidentally clicking on
videos,
YouTube.
yeah, oh.
Searching
So
stuff.
I was reading
and hit
this and
play.
accidentally
Yeah.
clicked a video.
Accidentally typed in YouTube and then searched, big dicks.
And mine came up under the not page.
All right, but Ready
yeah.
Player One, awesome.
So
I'm very,
that-
very excited you're reading it.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm reading it too. It's just it's literally only 20 minutes in, and it's
It kicks right off in a good way.
it's one of those books that just kind of it just like the book is charismatic. I
It
guess
does,
is
yeah.
the easy
It has
way
a
to
lot
say.
of character in the way it's written, because it's all from the perspective of the hero, and he's a very cocky but likable guy, and so like you just automatically get that feeling. He's not from the way he describes himself. He should be a loser, a big schlub, but he's But anyway,
Yeah. Also, big props to the book. In literally the first 2 minutes of the book, there's a Ghostbusters reference. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good. In fact, I think it's the very first line actually. But that's pretty much about my nerd on this week.
Charles.
Yeah. I don't know where I found all the time to do the shit I did this week, but
You're sitting at home hating yourself.
no. Starting off, one of my resolutions is to watch more wrestling outside of WWE. Finally found on YouTube
You went to high
the
school.
full show of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 12. Started watching it, and I was like, shit. Went and shared it to one of the wrestling groups that I'm on Facebook, and within seconds, I'm getting just notifications like, hey, it's not working. I'm like, I'm watching it right now. You're saying the link's not working. So I closed YouTube out and started messaging people, went back, and New Japan closed down the link again. They're being a bunch of cunts.
I wonder, they don't want you to watch their programming for free. What a bunch of assholes.
And it's like, the full show I can get, because it's like 5 hours long. Then I'm like, all right, screw it. I'll just watch the Jericho Omega match again. Can't find that either. They're just taking down all the stuff from that one event, but you can find all their other stuff from last year, the year before. They're just being really weird about this one.
Well, didn't it just come out?
January, or the beginning of the month, January 4th.
They're probably still getting actual people to pay for it, like buy it and replays. After a year, it'll.
Yeah, I know, but it was like I've just been trying to find that to watch the whole show. Haven't been able to. Besides that, I've been looking a lot into Marvel Legends, the figures that are coming out this year. I was talking to Ray about it. One of the sets I'm excited about is the Lizard Build-A-Wave. The Lizard Build-A-Figure Wave. Couple new designs for figures. A new Spider-Woman. You get a punk Spider-Man with a spike mohawk and a guitar.
Spider-Punk.
Spider-Punk. There's
Nice.
Spider-Man Noir.
He is a really cool design.
Yeah. There's a couple characters I really don't know much about, Prowler or Lasher, but you're getting a Gwenpool, and I think the biggest excitement I have for the wave outside of the awesome-looking Lizard figure is the Mysterio.
Oh yeah.
I
Have you
love Mysterio. And Mysterio is one of the lamest villains, and his costume is kind of lame, but I still
I love his
it.
design. I think he has
love
one of
his
the
design.
coolest designs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so impractical to walk around with a giant fishbowl on your head.
But
But it's so cool.
It is.
oh, it is, and the figure actually looks really nice. He's got some effects to have on his feet to where it looks like he's misting up. It's a really cool looking figure, and the Build-A-Figure looks really fucking amazing.
The lizard one.
Yes. And besides that, I was able to catch up on some movies I missed in theaters or people that have recommended them to me. Finally saw John Wick, the first one, this week.
That's a good movie.
It was really damn good, and it took forever for me to watch it. But, take Mike's advice, watch the second one.
It's on Prime.
I don't have Prime.
You can, you don't have to pay the.
I thought you had Prime.
I canceled it at the end of the month.
Okay.
Because you can do just the shows now for like $10 a month.
Oh, okay.
And get all the movies and stuff. You don't have to do the shipping.
But also,
but it's worth it.
Yeah. Also,
yeah,
besides
definitely.
John Wick, watched Lego Batman movie finally.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
nice.
Yeah, it was adorable.
One of the best Batman movies ever made.
It was pretty good.
Hey, Pewter.
And
Man, Pewter Dad.
Valerian, the City of Thousand Planets.
Pretty good, wasn't it? Or
It was
did you hate
good, but it wasn't. I thought it was going to be more. It was beautiful. The movie was beautiful, but it just seemed like it lacked, probably in the story for me.
Was no Dark Towers.
No. And finally saw Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I fucking loved it.
That was a great.
Yeah, I
was a
watched it
good
twice so far this week. I really enjoyed it.
Damn.
I still need to see it. It's coming on the HBO and the Cinemax, so I eventually need to catch it.
Because Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald comes out this year, and I finally got around to seeing it.
For anyone that's out there or whoever has Hulu in here, all of the Harry Potters are currently on there, including Fantastic Beasts.
And they're all on HBO too.
Yeah.
They've been pushing that pretty big.
Yeah.
It's,
Probably because the new one
yeah.
coming soon-ish.
Getting the hype up.
But yeah,
Hype train, choo choo.
wrestling, Marvel Legends, and catching up on movies. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. So, Nathan?
Oh, I got a yawn. Good. I finally woke
Boring.
up from that boring ass nerd on a mics. I'm joking. You guys all did really good this week. Good job, guys, for being
Thank you.
nerds. My biggest nerd on is that I wrote down my nerd ons as they happened this week, so I felt very proactive.
You're
I-
like, I'm doing something extra nerdy. Let me
I did. I was like, this is fucking nerdy.
That's
I know.
bad if that's at the top of the list.
I know. I was like, this is fucking nerdy. The fact I'm tracking the nerd shit I do.
Yeah, that's absolutely nerdy.
Yeah,
Backing off to Godzilla porn. That's weird. Let me put that on.
that's not weird.
Pretty
That's not
nerdy.
weird. It's not weird. That's normal. Fuck you. All right. So what I've done this week, I have watched a lot of TV. Hence my beautiful figure. Like, I guess. So what I did actually last Monday, I went and saw Jumanji, and we left about an hour in because Marshall got sick.
Mm.
But
Did you get like a Gorgita with Dark Vader when you went and watched Jumanji?
What?
Jumanji, what?
Jumanji?
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
I know, I'm just trying.
But it's a good movie. I was actually kind of disappointed that I was like, you can't fucking just get over your stomach pains. You
It
little-
does. I mean, from the first time, it looked pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, I never, I guess, really doubted it. But like once in the theater, I was having a lot of fun.
It's getting great reviews too.
It's a fun movie. I wish I would have got to complete it.
I don't quote me on this, but I think I read where The Rock tweeted out something about because it beat out Star Wars in China, but it beat out Star Wars because Star Wars really
tanked
in China.
in China.
but
it
I think
did
it
amazing everywhere else, but tanked in China. Like literally, I think it brought in about
Space
1 point.
Wizards is not China's thing.
Apparently,
Like
China's
80
never.
million,
We're
I
getting off
think,
the
and
narrow, but
that's
I think no, it was like they did a terrible job there. But I guess China has just never loved Star Wars. It's just the movies didn't come out back in the day.
Yeah,
But apparently it's
nostalgia
played
there.
on TV all the time over there. The originals, but Force Awakens is the only one that had any like actual money it made, and that was more from hype because Rogue One tanked. Anyway, we talked about it before. Besides that, I've been watching Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Love that show. It's on Netflix. It's literally
is it on Netflix now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
The Crackle had it forever, and then I guess Jerry, with all the stuff he's done on Netflix, he's brought that show over. They're 18 minutes long. They're very quick. I highly suggest if you just watch them on your lunch. It's made. I actually got bored and read the Wikipedia about it when they were making it. I mean, the base of it is for you to watch it on your phone because that's where Jerry was kind of targeting is that audience. But it's he gets some super old car, some like badass car. I first thought they were all Jerry's cars, but then I realized at the very end they give credits to the cars he borrows them from.
Or Jay Leno's cars.
Yeah, it's all probably Jay Leno all the time.
Yeah. But then he goes and picks up a comedian, and they go to get some coffee, and it's really cool because it's not scripted. They really don't have it's just them having a conversation while they go there. They get the coffee, they talk, and it's just talk about the most fucking random shit, but it's Jerry, and it's funny because he's not very off from what he was in Seinfeld. One of my favorite episodes is one with him and Larry David, and it's like he goes to pick up Larry, and he's literally like, "Do we really got to do this? Because I don't want to." He's being dead serious, and you're just like, that was great. The Will Ferrell one was actually really good. I know people are on the fence about Will Ferrell. I don't think he's been that funny lately, but he's like the conversation him and Jerry have is interesting and funny.
Yeah.
But a bunch of really just interviews a bunch of really neat people, and they're all really good.
How many episodes are there? Do you remember?
There's a lot. There's like 4 seasons, so I mean, there's probably like 30. There's like 30 episodes. There's one like Barack Obama. There's Mel Brooks, Jay Leno. The Jimmy Fallon one's actually really good. I don't like Jimmy Fallon, but he's just such a fucking positive guy.
Yeah.
I think that like he's too positive. I don't trust it. But the episode, he's just like, this is the best day I've ever had. This is amazing. And then like he starts doing his,
and he means it.
And he starts doing his Jerry Seinfeld impersonation, and like Jerry's like doing it back, and it's like, it's fucking like
that sounds good.
Yeah, no. So
I'll have to check that out.
Highly suggested. They're
I love Seinfeld,
and they're short. They're like I said, they're 18 minutes, give or take usually. So you can kind of jump in and watch an episode while you're doing something. You don't got to really pay attention. Yeah. This is done well. I finally finished the first season of Orville.
Oh, okay.
I love it, man. That show is.
I'm still trucking along. I haven't finished it
phenomenal.
yet.
You wouldn't think the creation of the popcorn empire of America would really be that interesting, but
took you a second, didn't
it? It did. But like funny enough, fucking Red Letter Media, they were talking about Star Wars shows, and they included the Orville.
Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek.
Star Trek shows.
Sorry.
Now we're over.
Anyway, but
how long have you been a nerd?
But anyway, fucking Seth MacFarlane, man, dude made a good show. It's
he really did.
The comedy's there. Sometimes I feel like they're forced to shoehorn like a dick joke in there.
Yeah,
but for the most part,
that nebula like a dick.
Yeah.
CG, come on.
Well, there's just times where like I honestly feel they're making the jokes because they're like, hey, this is a little too serious on this part. We got to make it funny.
Or because it's Seth MacFarlane, they're like, where are the jokes?
Yeah. We're all the funny stuff on there. But really have enjoyed that. The other one is I watched the entire first season of The End of the Fucking World. It's on Netflix.
How was that?
It's really good. It's a very, very dark comedy. The premise is there's this young boy who thinks he's a psychopath, and he decides he wants to kill someone. And there's this girl that likes him, wants to be his girlfriend, so he's like, I'm going to kill her. And they go on like he like punches his dad, steals the car, and they kind of go on a road trip, and crazy shit happens. But it like on the previews, it looked very, very like that BBC British, like the way it's filmed.
Yeah.
But upon actually watching the film, cinematography is a lot better. Very British though they are.
That was the only thing I was worried about. And there were 2 trailers they put out, and the first one looked horrible.
Yeah.
It looked really bad.
Well,
then we watched the second one, and we're like, me and Allison were like, that's pretty good. That looks pretty good. And Allison was like, yeah, I think I would watch that. So we might give that a try.
What happened was Christy was like, hey, I'm going to watch this. Do you want to watch it? I was like, no, I don't want to watch that. Go ahead. And I was doing stuff while she was watching it, and I just sat down. Next thing I know, we watched the entire season because they're like, I think 22 minutes or 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
We watched the entire season in one evening. But it's great. And I am actually I'm looking forward to the second season. It was great. Besides that, been watching a lot of tiny house hunting, like me and the old lady. I'm obsessed with tiny houses now.
I love them, but I'll never be able to live in one. But they're just so cool.
As a family, I can never live in one. I honestly do feel that
I like stuff too much.
No, I'm literally just like a huge. Like I feel like the ladders would break and everything, or I would go to like.
I just got to build the one because they can build to suit. But that's kind of crazy thing because you see these tiny houses and you're like, that's not that much. I'm like, this one's $70,000.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck you, I'll buy a house.
Yeah,
like a full house.
Well, what's really cool, and actually,
the full house.
I stumbled upon this at my job, but there are different places that'll sell you plans.
Yeah, you can buy the plans,
and then you just have whoever you want build it.
Yeah, you can get plans for like $700, $800. Like,
and get TJ to build it,
and not just
honestly,
just portable ones as well, but you can have ones that have like their own foundations.
Oh yeah,
because I draw the line at the compost toilet.
No, I wouldn't do a compost toilet. I want a real
I'd
toilet.
rather just have a hole and just poop while it's moving.
That's what's just so interesting. Like what some people are A-OK not having like for their living arrangements, and then other people are like, no, I have to have this, like, because like the weirdest thing that I was finding is like, because I think I would want a loft bed. This is fucking nerdy talk right here, guys. But
No, not necessarily.
But people are like, they're like bitching, like, well, I don't want. I'd have to get. How could I get dressed up here? I'm like, fucking go down in the living room and get dressed. It's not that weird. Like, you don't have to get dressed in your bedroom.
I think that's one thing that people need to, lose the idea that.
But I mean,
that space has one specific use.
But so many people, that's like one of their biggest complaints. But and that's what I think is so cool is the way they're built, manufactured, the little like hideaway stuff that all of a sudden you pull this sleeve and there's a bench underneath there.
Yeah, see, stuff like that is cool to me.
Because there's some that are real basic, but then there was this one, man, I fell in love with the house because it was had a push out like rooms, almost like an RV, but like you get two people and you could push out and have extra room built out that way.
Yeah.
Benches pulled out. It was like everything was hidden away, and it was done so fucking amazing. But I get pissed because I'll watch it and they're like, yeah, it was just me and our 3 kids and my wife, and we want to get a tiny house. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You're idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I could do it maybe by myself, maybe with a partner, but fucking a family, they're crazy.
We go to my end of the house and hang out.
Yeah.
Take
have
2
some alone
steps.
time.
Yeah. Pretty excited about an Xbox One that'll be showing up next week. So,
Told Marshall yet?
yeah, he's pretty excited. We're going to play some Hello Neighbor, which is this extremely popular game to like kids under 10, even though it's a game I think more meant for adults. It's like a scare-based game, but I've been watching the videos. I'm pretty excited to play it. And there's also a couple of Xbox-only titles I've always wanted to play, like Unknown Player or Battlegrounds. Where the fuck? I keep forgetting the name of it.
Pub is all I call it. But
yeah. PlayerUnknown.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Looks awesome. That's a very cool looking game, so I'm gonna play that.
Have you tried Fortnite?
No.
It's similar.
Is it? Okay. And then I'm about to finish. I'm on the last 3 chapters of Ready Player One, so I'm very excited to.
So I'll probably finish it first.
I listen daily. I've went through as fast as I could. TJ beat me. I was surprised. TJ's been reading it too.
TJ has a lot of free time.
Yeah, and because he's like,
and lots of driving.
Last night I was like, hey, what are you on? He's like, I'm on the last chapter. I was like, fuck you. How are you on the last chapter? I started reading like a week.
He was
before.
listening to it on the way down to and back from SwampCon when riding with me. So
what a dickhead thing.
he's trying to beat you.
Jesus, like to make someone else listen.
TJ, if you're listening, you better hurry it up now.
He had power beats on. So he basically
he
said, Ray, don't talk to me the whole time.
Ray's like, hey, can you ride with me? Yeah, but I'm going to listen to my book.
Hope you like.
Now I see why Ray wanted me to go.
God. You guys, I thought you guys all rode. You guys didn't all ride together?
No, Mike was going to have some other things to do, and my grandmother was in the hospital, so I thought I might have to peace out, possibly if something happened. So we rode separately.
All right.
We're just going to leave TJ in Gainesville.
Yeah, he can figure his own way home. He's a grown ass
He
man.
would just build a car
Out of wood.
Out of wood.
One stone that shit.
Pine box derby.
He find the highest
biggest hill.
and fucking take off to Lake City. I fashioned this win. Anyway,
what do you call that car, TJ? TJ.
Cold.
It's a model TJ.
It's called car.
All right. Well, that's it for Nerd On. We'll be right back with the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you to the newsman of the evening, Jimmy Ray Hancock. Come on now. He's with the news. You're gonna read the news now. Jimmy Ray, he's reading the news. Hey Ray, what type of news you got tonight? Well, I hope it's good. This is Ray with the news. Here we go. Ray's with the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat.
All right, so some news for you coming your way.
Yeah, news.
Yeah.
News for your motherfucking ass.
So I was just talking about we just finished season 1 of Runaways, and Hulu has renewed it for season 2. So we're pretty excited about that because
We are.
at the end of season 1 they spoiler, they finally run away. So
How many episodes were season 1? I haven't seen it
I
yet.
think it's either 8 or 10. I can't recall.
That's not a bad
Yeah,
run.
it's not bad. It's not bad. It's worth the watch. It was a lot of fun. The CW is working on a spin-off of Riverdale called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Of course, Sabrina, the teenage witch,
yeah,
but
that's
it's going to
right.
be much darker. And they have cast Sabrina as
Melissa
Kernan
Joan Hart.
Shipka, who was Sally Draper on Mad Men.
Oh wow,
So she's going to be the new Sabrina on the CW
she's
show.
a really good actress.
Yeah, I was pretty. I don't love Mad Men. I only watched a little bit of the first season.
Same.
But everyone on there was a
Who
really.
was she? Was she the? I don't.
She was Don Draper's kid, the girl.
Oh, she was the kid.
Yeah, which the last season she was becoming a woman, and that was a couple. So she's probably 15, 16 now.
Okay,
Maybe.
I don't remember her.
Yeah,
but-
so I mean, she definitely could play the part if that's who it is.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and this is supposed to be the Riverdale was a little bit darker of an Archie kind of thing, but this is supposed to be darker.
Spin-off of
Sort
of
of.
that?
I think it's in the same world. Maybe I don't know
Well,
how
Is
they're going to
Sabrina
pull
the
that.
Teenage Witch a recurring Archie character?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's from Archie comics.
I was not aware of that. Fact.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
I thought it was just a Clarissa Explains It All spinoff.
I thought it was a lighthearted Buffy. That's what
Yeah.
I always like the way I always thought about it.
All right, Tim Miller, the guy that brought us Deadpool, the first Deadpool,
Yeah.
and isn't bringing us the second Deadpool, and we're all sad about.
Yeah.
Is wanting to do a Kitty Pryde movie with Fox. So he's in development for that. I don't think this will actually come to fruition
No.
because of the whole Fox Disney deal, but they kind of
I
got
don't
it.
know. They signed the contracts.
Well, they can still kill it, which we'll get into. We'll go ahead and get into this, I guess, because Fox changed the release dates for Gambit, which also lost its director, Gore Verbinski, who did several of the Pirates, Ring and
the
stuff
pirate
like that.
movies.
And they were actually filming with it, weren't they?
No, they hadn't started. I don't think they'd start filming yet. So it
Not
got
thinking of
moved
Venom.
back from. It was supposed to come out February 2019. It got moved back to June 2019. Deadpool got moved from June to May, so it's going to be coming out May 18th. So it got moved up. But New Mutants got moved from April 13th to February of 2019. So they almost moved it a year back.
Yeah.
So there's
New
a possibility.
Mutants, is that the horror based one?
Yeah.
Really? That got
Yeah.
moved that bad?
That got moved back
wow.
that much. It makes me wonder if.
Rewrites.
Yeah, well, no. It makes me wonder if it's going to come out at all because it doesn't have a huge budget.
Oh no, if it's filmed, just gonna get released.
I don't know. Well, I'm saying like if the Disney stuff comes out and they don't want it released, they may be pulling some shenanigans to make sure it doesn't come or it gets pushed back to them enough time where they can
Because
cancel
that
it.
movie should be pretty much done. Because if it was scheduled for April this year, it's
Unless
like less
it
than
was
3 months.
way
I'll
Yeah.
make a bet that it's coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one of the reasons they said why they pushed it back was they didn't want New Mutants to compete with Deadpool 2 overseas.
Yeah, well, and there's
Really?
I mean,
It's a hell of a pushback.
yeah,
It's big. Yeah, no,
I don't think
it is.
Deadpool's going to be that popular.
Well,
for
no,
a whole
when it was
year.
originally the April and June release, they
Oh.
didn't want them to compete with each other overseas when they were released.
What was the release date
Okay.
originally? You said May of this year.
New
or
Mutants-
which one?
New Mutants,
New Mutants was April
April.
of this year,
And
Yeah, they got-
Deadpool originally was June.
and they
June.
pushed New Mutants all the way to what of new
February of 2019. And then Deadpool got moved up to
About
to
2
May
weeks.
18th. Yeah, and I think what else is coming out in May?
Infinity
War. So that got moved. I don't know. I think it's coming out the week before Infinity War now. I believe that's what it is.
Deadpool is?
Yeah, I think so.
So they moved it up a whole month.
Yeah, they moved it to May 18th.
Did you not hear anything Ray said? Both of you guys
he
have
said-
asked
no,
to
because-
repeat multiple times.
No, because originally
Or
it was
Rick
going
had
to be
already-
released in
What
June. It originally was going to be released in June.
Yeah.
Then they moved it to May 18th.
Yeah.
Infinity War comes out May 4th.
Oh, okay, so they're moving it just behind Infinity War.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's what I was wondering. You said they moved it ahead. I was like, how?
no, I was trying to ask.
No, that's pretty.
Okay.
That's not a bad date. That's almost about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
plenty of time.
So, Black Panther. The Marvel hadn't been known for their soundtracks other than Guardians and Thor Ragnarok had some cool stuff in it with the Led Zeppelin stuff.
They're
Kendrick
trying.
Kendrick Lamar is actually going to be producing the Black Panther soundtrack. I am not real familiar with Kendrick.
I know Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Your buds.
yeah. No, he last year probably released one of the top hip hop albums that came out. Damn, which was actually really good. So, music wise, he definitely has a.
I listened through to most of that album a couple of months back.
It's a good album.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah, it's not really my
the whole
thing, but I
time.
listened to it.
No, well, I don't. Does he? See, I didn't know he made the music because I was gonna say he's a really good lyricist. His lyrics are pretty strong. But if he makes music, that's actually even stronger. But cool. I mean, like, hey, I'm all for Marvel upping their music game because it works a lot better. Their movies to me pop better when they have great soundtracks.
Absolutely, and the stuff they've been doing for the trailer and stuff have been really good. Yeah. So I hope they keep with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Warner Brothers has hired Walter Hamada to kind of take over the DC films. He is known for the
Walter.
Oh, Walter. He worked with New Line, Conjuring It. He did a lot of stuff with that. So now he's the man in charge of that. So I guess they're shaking things up. I don't know what they're gonna do. He's not like the director. He's like the guy that's over the stuff. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there.
Good luck, brother. Godspeed.
Yeah.
I think they need some shake up there. John's still there and stuff, so I'm hoping that some good stuff can come out of it.
I still think that they're moving towards the right way. I just think they need to let stuff build more. Like I said, we've talked numerous times, but Justice League, they tried to get it so quick. They tried to play catch up with Marvel, and they tried to also just copy Marvel instead of just doing their own thing.
You know when you have this person that acts like this certain thing that they're not all the time, and you like the person, except for when they try to be this person they're not. That's what DC feels like. DC movies feel like. If just be yourself, man.
I think
why they gotta go and make things so complicated?
Yeah.
I mean, they're acting like they're somebody else. It's getting us frustrated. Yeah.
You fall and you try. No, but, DC from the get-go once, because they had a good thing. Like I said, what they did with Nolan, they kind of had a good idea. And, like, I know people didn't like Man of Steel. I didn't mind it. But all of a sudden, Marvel's just making buku bucks. They're like, well, we got to do that. That's the formula now. And I think they should have just kept trying things out and working their way up. Although I have to say I did enjoy some of the brightness. Like I said, like with Wonder Woman, not being as dark and dreary.
Yeah.
Even with Justice League, I think they're moving in the right way.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't try and reinvent everything again.
No.
Just streamline it better and allow yourself time to build the stories instead of rushing to stuff.
Well, and I don't think a lot of that other stuff, like the darkness and everything, like you don't have jokes, whatever, who cares? That's not the stuff that's important. Have a good damn story.
Yeah, exactly.
People will still bitch about it, but it won't make it a bad movie if your movies are dark, Have
a good story, good cast, and you'll...
Yeah, good actors, good story. That's what we want. So, let's see. Jac Schaeffer is going to be writing a Black Widow film. Jack, don't know him from a whole lot of stuff. He wrote a thing called Timer and Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what this is all about.
You say he's writing,
working on it now. A Black Widow. I think it could. I don't know. I feel like in the world we're in, with the way superhero movies are now, a Black Widow film isn't really going to work.
I know that Jennifer Lawrence movie just came out, and everyone's saying that's pretty much the
Red
Black
Sparrow.
Widow. Yeah, that's the Black Widow movie that you'll never get from Marvel, and that you should get. And it got good reviews. I don't know if it is, but I wonder if this will ever actually come to be.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep following it and see what happens with it.
If it does, it can just go the same way Winter Soldier did, more of an espionage type.
Yeah, but you still had a lot of superhero going on. I think let's go ahead and throw Hawkeye in there too, because people are clamoring for a Hawkeye film too. A Hawkeye film's not going to be great. I don't think a Black Widow is going to be great, but maybe if you put them together.
And I don't love what is it, Jeremy Renner?
Jeremy Renner, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't love him as an actor. I don't think he's bad.
His smugness.
Yeah, I don't like.
Can't get it.
I don't like
his. Fucking hate that guy's face.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Very punchable face.
You are a read. Did you read my blog?
I got on your Zanga.
Dear Marvel, Jeremy Renner's punchable ass face.
So Bryan Fuller, he was the showrunner for Hannibal. Also Star Trek Discovery, but isn't on that anymore. But also American Gods, but it's not on that anymore. But he is working with Anne Rice now for a Vampire Chronicles
I'm all
show.
for Anne Rice Chronicles, man.
Yeah.
I love me some Anne Rice vampire stories.
Still one of my favorite vampire movies is definitely
Interview.
Interview
Yeah.
is so good.
Out of her books, The Vampire Lestat was one of the best books, and unfortunately, I think Queen of the Dam tried to mix it together and was done terribly.
Gotcha.
I did not like Queen of the Dam.
It was
Interview with
bad.
the Vampire is fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping that something good comes out of this, and maybe he'll be able to stick with it. I don't think he quit all of these things, or I think there were creative differences with a lot of them. So hopefully someone will let him do his thing, because I've heard good things about Star Trek, and I loved American Gods, and I know people loved Hannibal.
I've heard very different things about the old Star Trek.
Yeah.
I know, 'cause I don't know, I haven't watched it, but a lot of people are hating it because they just claim it doesn't stick with the original. But I guess they're trying to, change it up and bring it into the modern era.
Yeah. Because this wasn't Discovery more the timeline of the
Has anyone
last
here
reboot?
watched? I don't think anyone's watched
No, I don't think
Discovery.
well, because like
None of us
they
have.
did that weird stuff where they put it on was it
CBS Access.
Yeah, the Access, and I don't know. I know that like the main character does treason in the first episode, which a lot of people were against, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just a much darker and not like that whole like Discovery. Let's go see the universe.
Yeah. If you want a real good Star Trek and you don't like that one, Orville, man.
No,
Orville's been
absolutely.
it's a great Star Trek without the name.
It is.
So that's about all I've got this week for news wise. So
All right. Good news.
good news.
Good snooze.
Whatever.
This has been Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes. Thank you for listening. Chuck, why do you do that weird shit where you say the same thing? Penis.
What thing?
No, he was trying to say the same thing that I'm saying. Penis in Chuck's mouth.
He doesn't have to say it. He just needs to wish it.
Guys,
That's
if
true.
any of y'all are listening that were at SwampCon, hey, follow us on the Facebooks and interact with us. We have questions every week, and we want to party with you
Except
guys.
for this week.
Except for this week. No, we didn't ask 4 questions this week. Sorry, boners. But we're back to our normal format now. We finished up all our 2017s, 2018s Christmas stuff.
Back to being
back
mediocre.
to normal.
Hey, keep a lookout. We're planning to try and change stuff up this year.
Yeah, we got some plans.
Some ideas we'll be working on. It won't be right away, but it will be coming.
That's what she said.
Yep. We'll be coming, guys.
All
Thank
right,
you
guys,
very
we'll
much,
talk
and
to you
have
next week.
a fantastic night.
Bye.
Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes is recorded at the illustrious Big Brown Record Town Studios in beautiful downtown Lake City. Episodes are published each Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Nerds Who Get Laid. We're at Nerds Who Get Laid on Twitter and Instagram. We're part of the Geeks World Wide podcast network. You can find reviews and articles we write at thegww.com. We're also part of the Modest Pod podcast network. We're on FloridaGeekscene.com and also WeBeGeeksPC.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. You can also check out the show notes for links about things we talked about in this episode. Thanks so much.
This has been a production of the GWW Radio Network. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Also, check out Geeks Worldwide at thegww.com for all the latest news, reviews, and opinions on video games, comics, movies, TV, cosplay, and more. Geeks Assemble!